different, and I appreciate both sides of it. I guess if I can share with you my point of view, because you both have had time, I guess, one-on-one with me, is I find that when I do give away the farm, I'm forced to plow new land. And it's that forcing to plow new land that keeps my knowledge and the knowledge I have for people who are paying for my knowledge interested in eating my vegetables. Now I could, live on the farm and not give it away and sell the corn, but because I'm constantly giving it away and I see everybody stealing it, right? There's more stuff online about social IT now than you can shake a stick at. Well, that was cute 18 months ago. I'm over it.
The bigger difference is who owns the farm. In our case, it's not Gerard and I. You get to own your farm, so it's a little bit easier. But
Right.
you definitely see your
Right.
point, and we appreciate that.
That's just how I feel. I understand the position that Gartner's in, and I respect it immensely. Gartner's taken time to address many of my concerns. I'll put a link in the show notes. When I first started 3 years ago, I had a question about how the Magic Quadrant was even created, and they wrote an entire blog post around it. And, again, I'll put a link to that in the show notes. I mean, they're very responsive in the fact that you guys are on Twitter and sharing information. You look at George Spafford and some of the others. You've done a remarkable job. I guess kind of to wrap up this show, because we did have kind of 5 points we wanted to get across to the folks. People who are looking possibly at their IT service management ambitions and your views on a revamped quadrant around a broader picture were very enlightening. I think it's a pretty scary time. There's so much going on. Technology, people always say technology's changing so fast. And I need to remind people that, we are in the future. This is Star Trek type stuff that's happening, and our users are coming in more empowered and scarier than ever before. What types of things? I mean, I don't want to get into you guys giving away the farm, but can you give us, our listeners, at least some things to think about?
Sure. I usually start these conversations with something simple. And this isn't giving away the farm at all, and I think this is well understood. But we'll get into a conversation with the client about what tool should I buy, what tool should I buy, what tool should I buy. And we have to stop and ask them a question about process. We have to stop and ask them a question about maturity. We have to stop and ask them a question about their objectives. What do they expect to do with this new tool that they can't do with their old tool? And as you start to peel that onion back a little bit, you find out that there's some process issues that they need to address. There's some organizational issues that they need to address. So we try to get the conversation refocused in those areas because, we talk about turnaround for service desk tools and churn rate. Tools are being replaced every 3 to 4 years. And so you don't see that in other areas. You don't see that in CRM, for instance. You don't see that in ERP. So when we look at service desk, it's why is there such a high rate of change here? And it's back